I want to highlight the study by Peter Pronovost in the University of Michigan. He did something which is very very simple. He again took 5 steps in the CLABSI bundle and made sure that they were implemented in his ICU first. And what he did is he made sure that this checklist was given to the nurses. And the nurses had to supervise the doctors who were not supervised, at least check the boxes in the checklist when they were putting the lines. So there was a lot of resistance because there's always this hierarchy and why are nurses doing this. But he pushed on and he was able to reduce the CLABSI rate to almost zero, which was 0.7%. So when he published this, people said, yeah, here's something, an anomaly which you probably could do in your own hospital. And no, it's not possible in other hospitals. Then he took a group of 18 hospitals in his area. So it is known as the Michigan Keystone Study, and did the same practice where he trained the doctors and the nurses on the 5 steps and then put these thing into practice. And 18 months, all the 18 hospitals also brought it down to zero. And now it is being propagated all over the world. And everywhere you talk about CLABSI, you cannot talk about CLABSI reduction without quoting Peter Pronovost's study. So this is a landmark study which proved that actually we were able to bring the HII rates to zero by using very, very simple set of practices. You'll see that it is not high tech. It is so simple that you cannot say it is only possible in tertiary hospital. No, every hospital can practice these 5 principles. Peter Pronovost shifted the focus to patient safety, 5 simple actionable steps, and he enabled nurses to become IPC champions because they were not checking whether these 5 steps were followed every time a central line was put in their ICU. So let me just look at these 5 steps. Hand hygiene. Hand hygiene means it is not just putting hand rub into your hand. This is a proper surgical hand scrub. You got to scrub up to the elbow, just like as if you're doing the surgery. And the second is maximal barrier precautions. Again, no putting a central hole around the CLABSI. You do a draping from head to toe as if you are doing surgery. So if you look at the ANTT principles, you have the sterile and clean procedure. So though CLABSI is actually a sterile procedure because you are putting a needle into the central blood vein, it is a sterile procedure, but it is done at the bedside. So many people use the clean principles of ANTT while doing CLABSI, just putting a center hole towel, just doing a hand rub. But he insisted that we do it just like a sterile procedure by doing a hand scrub, surgical hand scrub up to the elbow, and doing maximal precautions, draping the patient from head to toe, cleaning the skin with chlorhexidine, and choosing the neck over the groin. The femoral lines were discouraged, and daily necessity, that is is the central line daily needed, was a question raised in everyday daily rounds, and if it is not, they were removed. Now tell me, if any of these steps cannot be practiced in even the smallest of the hospital. These are such simple steps, and that is why these bundles really work. Okay, so that's about the CLABSI care bundle.